Beijing's flagship foreign policy initiative, the Belt and Road Initiative, has been mired in controversy since its inception, with critics warning that Beijing's infrastructure projects place developing countries under a debt trap by offering unsustainable loans while exploiting their natural resources to drive the Chinese economy. Now, 2 letters from the South Pacific nation of Samoa have revealed how one Chinese construction project, being overseen by the government of Huizhou City in southern China, has been mired with quality problems and work practices that could harm the environment. Sent by a trusted source, the Epoch Times received the letters and a set of internal documents, which were sent from the Huizhou government showing that the Guangdong provincial government ordered the city to build projects in Samoa, which fit into Beijing's political agenda. Huizhou is a municipal-level city in Guangdong province. The project in question is a friendship park in Samoa's capital, Apia. It was first announced in November 2015 as part of a friendship city agreement between Apia and Huizhou, which also included building an arts and cultural center in Apia. However, the documents the Epoch Times received did not mention issues with the latter. Both projects started construction in May 2018. In August 2018, Samoa announced that it would join the BRI. Since then, the 2 projects have become part of BRI. On December 4, 2019, the Huizhou Housing and Construction Bureau sent to the Huizhou Foreign Affairs Bureau sent an internal document that noted the total investment for the Friendship Park amounted to 62 million yuan, $9.06 million. It is unclear what are the terms of the project's financing. The Huizhou and Samoa government did not return requests for comment. The 2 letters were sent by Samoa's Ministry of Works, Transport and Infrastructure. One dated December 20, 2019, was sent to the Foreign Affairs Bureau of the Huizhou City government. The second, dated January 9th, was addressed to the Shanghai Construction Group, with Huizhou City copied on the letter. Shanghai Construction Group is the firm that the Huizhou government contracted to build the Friendship Park. The first letter listed 11 issues related to the park, which is located at the seaside Alil Pho neighborhood and faces the Apia harbor. According to the letter, some were previous problems that the Chinese side agreed to resolve but didn't, while others were newly found. Issues included rainwater stagnation at the car parking lot, a harbor lighthouse in need of repair, the lack of fencing around the lighthouse to prevent tourists from entering, continued excavation around a water pump house, which could cause a collapse, and the use of an aluminum roof instead of local traditional materials to build the fail, a traditional Samoan thatched hut. The Samoa ministry suggested ways to fix those issues, saying, "We hope for Huizhou's favorable consideration to avoid any further delay to the project." The second letter to Shanghai Construction Group criticized the company for not following conditions in the agreement, such as waste materials being scattered around the site. The letter stated that this was a clear breach of a commitment to dispose of waste materials at a local landfill. The letter also stated that improper discharging of sediment from work activities also caused soil to be washed into the lake. The erosion near the embankment caused rocks and mud to break into the lake, which is a breach of the condition that the proposed activity shall not have undue detrimental environmental impact. The ministry asked the company to fix the issues immediately. After Samoa joined BRI, China's ambassador to Samoa, Chao Xiaoliang, published an April 2019 article in a Samoan newspaper to sing praises of the partnership, saying it injects new vitality to China-Samoa cooperation. Beijing authorities set its eyes on fostering close ties with Samoa, a state with voting power at international forums such as the United Nations, and that is situated near vast swaths of resource-rich ocean. In May 2014, the BRI official website published a study about the importance of Samoa's location, with 2 large islands that are located between Hawaii and New Zealand and about 100 miles west of American Samoa. After Samoa signed on, Beijing planned to build at least 2 ports in the country. One is the Asao Wharf on the northwest coast of Savaii Island. The other is Huizhou Port on the central north coast of Upolu Island. Experts grew concerned that the Chinese regime was seeking to increase its military presence in the Pacific through the Samoa investments. On July 20th, Washington-based think tank Brookings Institution published an analysis about the risks of China's activities in the South Pacific. The article analyzed the first risk, which has a low probability of occurring but would have profound impact, is that China is trying to use its leverage through diplomacy, debt, trade, or elite capture to establish a military base somewhere in the South Pacific. It also warned that South Pacific nations may be willing to align themselves with China in certain United Nations votes.
The Military and Security Developments Involving the People's Republic of China 2020 Annual Report to Congress, which was released by the U.S. Department of Defense in early September, discloses the so-called military-civil fusion development strategy of the Chinese military's modernization, and how private companies have become the Chinese Communist Party's military companies to help build its military strength. The report points out that from the perspective of research and development, the CCP has adjusted its research institutions in the military field, paying special attention to the MCF development strategy. According to the report, in 2016, the Central Military Commission established the Science and Technology Commission, an independent high-level defense research body subordinated to the CMC. The Science and Technology Commission organizes and guides cutting-edge technological innovation in military technology, and seeks to increase the pace of military technology development to modernize the PLA, using both civilian and military science and technology resources. In 2017, with the establishment of the Central Commission for Military Civil Fusion Development, responsibility for military civil fusion was concentrated. The National Natural Science Foundation of China, Chinese Academy of Sciences, and Ministry of Science and Technology are key institutions for decision-making and funding on science and technology. The report highlights the CCP's view that artificial intelligence is crucial to the future of military and industrial power. The party designates some of China's privately owned AI companies as AI champions to highlight specific dual-use technologies. In 2017, the CCP named Alibaba, Baidu, iFlyTech, and Tencent as the official AI champions, with SenseTime joining in 2018. In 2019, it further added 10 new AI champion companies. One of the companies that made the list, YITU Technology, won a competition sponsored by the US government in 2017 involving facial recognition technology. China is the world's largest market for video surveillance technology. The 2017 National Intelligence Law requires Huawei and ZTE, among others, to support and assist the CCP's intelligence work. In 2019, the private PRC-based company Ziyan UAV exhibited armed swarming drones that it claimed use AI to perform autonomous guidance, target acquisition, and attack execution. During the past 5 years, China has made achievements in AI-enabled unmanned surface vessels, which China plans to use to patrol and bolster its territorial claims in the South China Sea. China has also tested unmanned tanks as part of research efforts to integrate AI into ground force equipment.
China's space industry uses military bases. Its technology is also what the CCP boasts as dual use. It builds civilian ships as well as aircraft carriers. Some traffic construction industries seem to have no direct relationship with military enterprise, but then went to the South China Sea to build islands and airports. Those engaged in telecommunications are also so-called dual use, engaging in AI and so on.
Lanshu believes that under communist dictatorship, private companies can be turned into military ones on command. In the US, defense contractors have complete autonomy, says commentator Dr. Tian Yuan, but in China, the CCP sends in so-called military representatives.
The military representative controls every aspect of your goods supply to the PLA. It's like a party secretary suddenly appearing in a private company. The CCP can take your business under its control overnight.
However, these military representatives will also exchange interests with private companies to influence the quality of the regime's weapons.
There was a great sensation some time ago. One of the CCP's aircraft carriers broke apart after being launched, with hundreds of tons of seawater flowing in. Some companies are said to have supplied substandard steel plates for the aircraft carriers, but they paid huge bribes to military representatives, so these substandard products could be bought into the warship procurement chain.
The Trump administration has introduced countermeasures against the CCP's policy of military-civil fusion. On April 28th, the U.S. Commerce Department issued a new ban to prevent advanced technology from being diverted by the CCP for military use. On August 17th, the Commerce Department further blocked Huawei, cutting off its access to chips. On June 20th, the Pentagon identified 20 Chinese companies as owned or controlled by the CCP military. On August 28th, another 11 Chinese companies were added to the list.
The Chinese poet Wang Zhang and his wife Wang Lichen were charged with the so-called inciting subversion of state power. Their cases were recently transferred to the Chuxiong Prefecture Procuratorate in Yunnan Province for review and prosecution. On September 17th, Wang Zhang met with a lawyer for the first time. According to a report, on the morning of September 17th, Sichuan lawyer Liu Shiwei and Beijing lawyer Jiang Lei met with Wang Zhang at the Huizhou Detention Center. Wang Zhang was very grateful for their solidarity and support, but after learning that his wife was arrested, he was extremely sad and very worried about the life, studies, and safety of his 4 children, including 2 young children. It's reported that the authorities accused Wang Zhang of inciting subversion of state power for his public remarks, interviews, written poetry articles, and performance art after he was released in 2015.
The lawyer met with Wang Zhang and said that he was arrested because of what he said back in 2015. When the lawyer told him that his wife was also arrested, which was something he didn't expect, he was very sad.
According to a recording file provided by an insider for the Epoch Times, in July this year, a courier called Wang Lichen's friend saying that the package could not be delivered. It could only be delivered to the guard room outside the unit door, where the police signed for it.
The police do not allow me to go up. What severe crime does this family commit? Or what's the matter? There are more than 10 policemen downstairs monitoring every day, which has lasted for half a year.
Wang Zhang's 4 children are an 11-year-old, 8-year-old, and 4-year-old twins. Insiders said that due to financial difficulties and other factors, the twins could not go to the kindergarten. The 8-year-old girl is picked up by the police every day to and from school. Moreover, the grandparents were guarded at home by many police, and the local relatives were threatened by the National Security Council not to visit them.
The child's grandmother, Wang Teng's mother, is taking care of 4 children right now. The entire family depends on a grandmother. She just can't take care of them. I don't know how their situation is now. Who will buy the groceries? Can the package be delivered to them?
Wang Zhang, real name Wang Yuwen, 35 years old, is a liberal pioneer poet and freelance writer. His 4 children grew up in the terror created by the CCP. His wife, Wang Lichen, once suffered from depression. On January 17, 2020, Wang Zhang's family was forced to leave Beijing by the authorities to return to their hometown of Huizhou, Yunnan. On May 30th, Wang Zhang was arrested by the police at home, and the children were scared and crying. Implicated due to an online appeal for her husband, Wang Lichen was arrested on June 17th. Thanks to the unremitting efforts of the Huangqi family and friends group, the elderly mother of 64 Tianwang founder Huang Qi, terminally ill Pu Wenqing, finally saw her son on video on September 17th. His mother said that after seeing her son, she rekindled her hope of living. Huang Qi, 57, established the 64 Tianwang in 1999 to defend the rights of disadvantaged groups. From 2000 to 2016, he was arrested 3 times and sentenced to 12 years in prison the last time. He is currently serving his sentence in Sichuan Beijing prison. He was severely beaten by prison guards, which resulted in hydrocephalus, brain atrophy, and terminal kidney disease. On September 18th, Wang Jing, one of the initiators of the Huangqi family and friends group, told NTD that Pu Wenqing met her son Huang Qi, who had been in custody for 4 years, on the morning of the 17th.
In their local judicial office, she had a video meeting with Huang Qi. It was only 30 minutes. She mainly asked about Huang Qi's condition and treatment. She also wanted to ask about his daily life, but was only able to say a few words before the video meeting was over.
Huang Qi said that he got medicine in the prison to treat kidney disease, stomach disease, and high blood pressure.
Grandma Pu found out that Huang Qi's hands were swollen, then asked him if his feet were swollen. Huang Qi said that his feet were also swollen. Because he was a little farther away from the camera, Grandma Pu couldn't see his face clearly.
The mother said that when she saw Huang Qi, she couldn't see him clearly because she has cataracts in her eyes. She couldn't hear clearly either, so a lot of time was wasted. She asked the Bureau of Justice to talk to her son on the phone, but they said they will give her a decision later. Wang Jing said that despite this, the mother was still very happy. She said that even if she is now living in despair, she must strive to live one more day, and it is best to live until Huang Qi is released from prison. The elderly Pu Wenqing suffers from lung cancer and a complication of diabetes, peripheral neuritis, which developed into systematic pain and fever. Doctors have recently indicated that there is no cure. Wang Jing said that thanks to the unremitting efforts of the Huang Qi family and friends group, as well as support from all walks of life, Grandma Pu was able to meet her son.
Thank you, NTD TV, Epoch Times, Free Asia, Mingsheng Watch, Human Rights Network, and other websites, as well as foreign media for your continued reporting and attention, which made the authorities feel a lot of pressure. That's why the meeting could be facilitated earlier.